Hello, thank you for staying tuned. You're welcome to another fresh episode where we are going to be treating something different. And this time around, we are going to be calculating the cost per square meter for external wall screeding. As we all know, there are basically two types of screeding, the one interior and the one exterior. And the one interior, basically, what you need is a POP cement and water, stir it together, apply it on the wall. While the one exterior, because of the weather condition, it will be subjected to rain, sun, and all kind of weather. It needed a different kind of material. So in this case, we have black cement, and the black cement is the usual regular cement you have in the market, which is the one you use for mortar, concrete, molding of blocks, and the likes. Then you need acrylic paint, basically sometimes referred as screeding paint. You need that. Then you need acrylic gum or top bond. That you mix these three components together, and then you apply. And both material for exterior and exterior, they serve the same purpose, and their purpose is to correct whatever abnormally that you find in the wall during plastering. Probably the workmanship was poorly done. You needed to correct the face, the surface of the rendering, so that by the time the final paint is applied, the color and the beauty will come out completely. I think that is why you 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 correct the wall, like for like during plastering. If the sand, the sand you use is full of impurities, after the plastering and is dried, you see that those debris, those impurities will fall off and now create some holes on the plaster. This material will fill in those pores, fill in those holes, and correct some of the areas that are not properly leveled to give you a smooth face. Use sandpaper, then you now have your final paint applied on it, and you now see the appearance will come out properly. Haven't given us the background of both the material and the essence or the reasons why these materials are applied on the wall. Let us now go to the computation properly. As you can see on my screen, you have the black cement, the acrylic paint, and the top bond. And there are ratios that you use to mix these things. And like for one bag, you need a 2.5 bucket of acrylic paint to mix a full one bag of cement. Then you need a 5 kg of acrylic glue or top bond to add to the paint to give it that bonding effect. So as you can see, a bag of cement costs 11,500. Basically, this waste will differ. It differ on the kind of field that you need to correct, the kind of corrections you will need to do on the wall before you now finally shine, put the thinner layer to shine the screed. So if the wall is badly done, the consumption, the percentage waste will be more. But if the wall is properly done, you just need a first thin layer, then the second thin layer to shine the wall, then use sandpaper and apply. So in this case, we are assuming the wall is properly done. So you need a thin layer. Then out of this waste is the one that will fall off during the course. If you are in a high, you are up high there, anything that drops from that, you cannot scoop it and use it. And besides, this thing dries faster. So that is why your waste has to be appropriate. So, and as you can see, a drum of acrylic paint is 20 liters. Like I did said, we need a 2.5 drums. And if it is a 20 liter, that's why you see 20 plus 10 gives you 50. and a drum is a 7,000 per drum. And I divided the 7,000 by 20 to give me 350 per liter. So multiply by 550 now gives me 18,375. Then the acrylic gum is a 3,004 per liter, and I need a five liters to mix all of this. Then and that 5 liters multiplied by 35 plus the waste gives you 17,850. Then consumables. What do I mean by consumables? Let's assume you are doing direct labor, or even if you are not doing direct labor, this also can be part of where will be your buffer to cover for whatever price that the painter will charge you for application of two coats. Let's say if you are doing direct labor, where you may need to buy the shining trowel and the scraper for the painter. So this is where you're going to draw your cost to buy those screeding, the floating trowel and the scraper, and any other thing. If you needed to buy masking tape to mark some other areas so that you may not need to stain the window frames with your screeding material. So, and how did I get it? I took a 0.5% of the total cost. The total cost of my material as my cost for consumable. Basically transport. I computed in this manner. A truck, Dyna truck can carry 80 drums of paint, and the cost for transporting is 65,000, while the cost of unloading is 8,000. And the total square area this material will cover is 8,000. While a truck of Dana can as well carry 32 bags of cement at the same cost, and the cost of loading, then its coverage is the same 8,000. So by the time you divide the cost of transport and offloading by 8,000, will now give you this cost per square meter. The same thing you do. So if you sum the two together, you have the cost for transportation as 18 naira 5 kobo, which is this. So I now add it here. So my total cost is now 49,559 naira 55 kobo. And what is the total coverage, which is 80? This material can produce total coverage for 80 square meter. So you now divide 48,559 by 80. It gives you the cost of 606 naira 99 kobo per square meter. Then the cost for labor to apply first and second coat is 400 naira. So if you sum the two together, will now give you 1,006 naira 99 kobo. Is 1,006 naira 99 kobo. So basically, in the market, there are already made or produced, factory produced screeding material that is mixed, that have a combination of all of this. But if you want to improvise on site, which is basically what most persons are doing, this is the parameter by which you can compute the cost per square meter. So I believe I must have been able to help us understand how to compute the cost for external wall screeding. If these have been helpful, please do like, share, and above all, don't forget to subscribe. These are the feedback mechanism that help us know that we're actually impacting knowledge out there. See you next in my next video. Bye for now.